children, how are you? Now I would like to resume the topic with the further causes. Then the other cause, need for mass action. Here, the early nationalists who belong to the middle educated class, assertive nationalists, they also belong to the middle educated class. So all these people, they belong to the middle class. They took part for the freedom struggle. But now it was a time that all the people should participate in this freedom struggle. Yes, and that's why assertive nationalists, they awakened the people, and they even quoted it that the upper class is morally dead. Yes, they said that the upper class is morally dead because they were busy in appeasing the British government. They did not think of the poor citizen, poor Indian citizen, and that's why the assertive nationalists, they arouse the people that come forward and join the mass struggle, and that's why all the common people, they supported the assertive nationalist. Next cause is influence of international events. Not only in India, the British government was having the colony, even out of the other part of the Europe and the Asian countries, there were so many colonies. Influence of international events. So not only in India, the British imperialism was there. In other part, in foreign countries also, Britain was having its colonies. And not only Britain colonies, there were the other countries too, which were having their colonies in other part of the world. So all the countries, they were busy in having the war with each other, and the colonies, they fought for their right. They fought for the self-government against the imperial country. So there were several countries like Japan. Japan defeated Russia. So first time any Asian country defeated Russia. And Abyssinians defeated Italian forces. So it became inspiration for our country, or for our assertive nationalist. Then in South Africa, the Boers fought against the British Empire. In South Africa, the Boers, they raised their voice, they revolted against the British government. Ireland demand for home rule, and Ireland, it demanded for the home rule. So Ireland, which is the part of Europe only, it demanded. So all these countries, they started their demand for the home rule, for the independence, or like that. So it became an inspiration. These events became an inspiration for the Indian citizens. Next cause is ill treatment of Indians abroad, and it happened in South Africa because so many Indians who are living there, they experienced the racial discrimination. Those people who were having the dark complexion, they were always discriminated by the British government. So the white people, they always do the reservation for themselves. Reservation in the hotels, reservation in the clubs, reservation in the railway compartment, reservation in the school, universities, in the administrative post, everywhere the reservation was done, and other people, or the dark complexion people, were never entertained in those places. So this racial discrimination hurt the sentiment of the people, and thus they completely rose their voice against the British government. Now the next cause, ninth one, existence of a nationalist school of thought. Yes, there was an institution where the training was given there, and this institute was run by Raj Narayan Bose, Ashwini Kumar Dutt, Vishnu Shastri Chiplankar. So these people, these leaders, they were running the institute. And then after the assertive nationalist, in second phase they decided to join the Indian national movement. Yes, so this was a big help for the assertive nationalist, because here they were not getting the much help from the early nationalists. So assertive nationalists were helped by these people, people who were running the institution. Next cause, repressive policies of Lord Curzon. So Lord Curzon tenure in India was really dominating. Already we have discussed, and Lord Curzon introduced several acts which hurt the sentiment of the people. So first act which was passed by Lord Curzon, the Act of 1898. According to this Act of 1898, all the people who would say anything against the British government, or if anybody provokes the Indian against the British government, it will be concluded as an offense. The person will be arrested and will be given the severe punishment according to the Act of 1898. Means one person was not supposed to raise the voice against the British government or say anything wrong against the British government according to this Act. Another Act, the Calcutta Corporation Act of 1899. According to this Act, the elected Indian representative who were the member of the legislative council, their representatives were reduced. The elected member were reduced. Their number was reduced. Means now less people were given the opportunity in the British government. So this act was passed, and why it was passed? Only to curb the leadership in the country. Next act, the Official Secrets Act. This Official Secret Act was passed that in the British government only the British officials will be elected. And why it was there? Because to maintain the secrecy and confidentiality of the British government. So they don't want or they don't wanted any Indian. The British did not want any Indian representative in their government. Only it was there to maintain the secrecy and confidentiality of the British government. So children, these all acts were passed. Then another repressive step which was taken by the Lord Curzon was partition of Bengal. So he planned to divide Bengal, and he divided Bengal only. The real motive was to divide and rule, to divide Bengal, and divide Bengal on the basis of religion. He divided Bengal in two parts: western province of Bengal, and eastern province of Bengal. So in two parts he divided it. In western province of Bengal, he included all the Hindu majority districts, and in eastern Bengal he included all the district comprised of the Muslims. So in this manner he divided Bengal, and these all acts were completely these acts were against the Indian people. These acts hurt the sentiment of the Indian people, and that's why now people supported assertive nationalist. As already the assertive nationalist had the agenda self-reliance, self-sacrifice and self-help. Now people did not rely on any nationalist, and they themselves raised their voice against the British government. So when Bengal was divided, that day all the people, they came on the street, they raised their voice against the British government, and they declared that day as a mourning day. So it was a big incident in the Indian history which hurt the sentiment of the people. By mistake, I left this fourth point, the Indian University Act of 1904. So, dear children, here Lord Curzon, he took control of the Indian universities, and he put it under control of himself. Why? Because according to him, these universities were the medium, or these universities were the center of nationalism. He thought that the leaders, they are learning so many things from the universities. So he just took the control from the Indians there, and he passed this Act of 1904 to stop the growing nationalism.